Hey guys, and welcome. Today I'm going to do something a little different. All right, I'm going to take a situation that God has put me in and discuss the act of greed and covetousness that I have seen in my life through my ex. As an ex that claimed to be a Christian and a prophetess from very early on in the relationship. Now, if you want to read more or hear more about this one, I have another video that's before this one of how I came to God. You can get further information about that in that video. Now, in this video, I want you to understand why she has chosen to perform this act over and over and over again. Okay? She has chosen to perform an act of greed and covetousness over and over and over again. And despite the pleadings of God to stop that He has put in my spirit that she's doing this, to turn away and pay recompense for the finances that she has taken without permission continually. I understand. She is trying to build up a retirement account as she feels that she cannot work in this world, and she does not want to live in poverty due to this. She found a way to be paid for her not working. Through me and the relationship that she had with me, she has found the solution to her problem. Now, she does not even have to have me around to accomplish this now. She would rather put me in poverty instead and separate me from my own things. However, through God, I have survived this attack, and it has made me a greater man in His eyes. Let me tell you how. Here's the situation. I had a relationship with this woman for 7 years, which is a full season under heaven's rules. Towards the end of the relationship, she changed, and I started seeing more of the enemy in her than I wanted to. My life became increasingly chaotic, and I dreaded going home as she was accusing and erratic about everything. Despite the fact that she had given her all of myself, despite the fact that I had given her all of myself in the relationship, I had laid down everything for her. I had provided all finances for her, and she did not work the entire time. So all she had to do was just stay at home and, clean and cook and do those kind of things, and she hardly did that. I had given my blood, sweat, and tears for her and all things that we had owned. Apparently it was not enough, so she decided to treat me as a slave and not like a husband. Okay? What I mean by blood, sweat, and tears is I did everything for her. I treated her like a queen. I let her take care of the money, all the bills, buying things, all that. All I was doing was loving her, and working the ministry, and that's divineproof.org, the website, and renovating the house and doing all these things. We renovated the house extensively in Jesus' name. And I did all the physical work in Jesus' name. Most of the physical work. She helped a little bit in Jesus' name. So apparently it was not enough. So she decided to treat me as a slave and not like a husband, like I said. Then she told me that she did not love me anymore, and she wanted me to leave the house that I renovated and move into a cheap apartment. This was after I was done with all the renovations that I had done, except for the very large projects. She was going to stay and keep all things that we had built up during our 7-year relationship, which was quite a bit. Okay? She told me that I was going to die in a car wreck and I was going to go to heaven. Remember, she had told me that she showed me many times that she was a prophetess. Through these predictions that I saw seemed to come true, she convinced me of this fact over the time that we were married. She told me my work on the earth was done and God was calling me home very soon. She told me that I was to work my full-time job that I had for 6 years, and God wanted me to live in lack for the remaining time of my life. Okay, and I want to confirm with something about the marriage. The marriage was not an actual marriage. It was done where we just proclaimed it. Okay, it was not a real marriage. It was not by a priest. It was not a marriage under God at all. So I'm a simple person that did not need much to live, just the basics, despite the amount of money that I built up and made through my service at my job. I'm paid bi-weekly by my company She said that she was going to pull all money other than $800 out of all paychecks until I died, which is only going to be a couple of months. This is what I thought, that it was only going to be a couple of months. She has now continued to do this for going on 11 months now, as I have not died as she falsely predicted, obviously. This woman has now stolen from me bi-weekly close to half of my wages for going on 11 months now. Oh, and by the way, she also stole my 401k loan money check that she convinced me to get to renovate the large projects on the home that she kicked me out of before the projects could be realized. Okay? This was fixing the roof, putting a deck on the house, do all kind of big projects, putting an addition on the house, all that in Jesus' name. This was $14,000, which I'm still paying back through every paycheck at my current job when I'm still working. So during this time, I have finished my book, Jesus Unraveled, and I put out 115 videos on this YouTube page. Okay? This is while I'm in my apartment. Using the book, which is based off of Jesus' life in the 4 Gospels. I have fellowship with God, and I have learned to pray without ceasing. God has given me wisdom and discernment in the Spirit as well. She has now stolen close to $15,000 of my wages, as well if you calculate it up, for a grand total of close to $30,000 in all. She thinks that just because she has access to my account, that she has a right to do this, despite me not being with her anymore. She has now cut off all communication, as we were texting about certain financial things early on. She had continued to pay my phone bill and insurance for the car that I own with my allotment of the money, by the way. Okay, she didn't pay it out of her money out of the money that she was taking. She paid it out of what I was getting, in Jesus' name. She has ceased that now too. I am now paying my own phone bill and car insurance. I had to get my own car insurance, and I was forced into this by my work. She has also wiped out the website divineproof.org now as well, which is the main reason I had not moved my direct deposit to another account, because she had access to that and she could wipe it out. But now she's done it. I did not want her to take down a website that was giving information about God, so I was willing to sacrifice the money in order to keep the website up in Jesus' name, which she had access to do, as she helped build it and had the passwords to accomplish it. She did this 2 months ago, like I said. She has taken the website down. She has dishonored God, and she has taken a website that was honoring his name down in Jesus' name that had Jesus Unraveled on it. Demons, get out of my mouth. I'm going to say this. This is going to happen in Jesus' name. It is the truth, and the truth will be out there in Jesus' name. At this time, I prayed to God about this again, as the reason I had allowed this to go on was now not a factor anymore. He impressed on me that he wanted me to leave the temptation there for her, and that he was testing her, that she had failed thus far. I reluctantly agreed and did not move the direct deposit. She has continued to fail this test up until now. I have many things wearing out in my life that needs repaired, and I don't have the finances needed to accomplish this. My AC and heat went out in my car, so I did not have any air conditioning throughout the summer, and I'm not going to have heat for the upcoming winter if something does not change. It is also making a whining sound when driving at highway speed. The driver's side doorknob broke, and I cannot get into the car from there, the door latch. I have to reach from the back to open it now. I know it needs worked on, but I am just surviving on my budget. I don't have the finances to fix it. I don't have the finances to put it in the shop. My work boots have the sole coming off of the bottom of them as well. I now have to wear some other boots that I have that I bought cheaply and did not like $20, as they really hurt my feet and put me in agony by the end of each day. They are also against my company's rules, as they are steel-toed and not composite-toed, which is required by my job. I couldn't afford composite-toe boots. The other boots I had were from when I had all my finances in the relationship, and they were composite-toe and comfortable. I really don't understand her thinking on this. I do see the reason why she chose to do this thing to me, and I forgive her. However, it also shows me why me and her are so very different, and that we never should have been together in the first place. But, like I said, I believe it was God's will for it to happen. You know, me being me, I could have a millionaire hand me a credit card or give me access to their name of their bank and the account number, and tell me not to pull from it without permission, and I would not do what she did. I wouldn't pull from it. If this scenario happened to me, I would probably put the card or information in a safe deposit box and await the opportunity that the person would allow me to use the funds. I would not carry the card with me due to the temptation to use it, whether it be on purpose or even on accident. I accidentally used the card. Oops, now I have to explain myself. I would not put myself in position to disobey the person and steal what does not belong to me, what I did not work for and earn. I could have a person leave a Ferrari in my apartment complex parking lot, and they could hand me the keys. I would not drive that car unless they told me I could, and only where they told me I could. I'm just that type of person. I just don't understand the type of mind that would choose any other way than that way. I pray for her every night for the greed and covetousness to be dissipated off of her, and for her to get on her knees and confess to God for what she has done. I pray that she comes to my apartment with a cashier's check for everything that she has stolen from me, so I can alleviate my problems that I have in my life. Whether it be $30,000 or maybe more. She may have been stealing from me for the whole time. Due to her exposing herself now, this could be possible, as I noticed that when we had less money, then we should have with the money that I made. I've noticed many times that we had less money than we should have, and I asked her about it, and she just kind of scathed over the issue due to the money that I made, because I made pretty decent money, and I've gotten raises through the time I've been there and all that kind of stuff. So there should have been more money. We were renovating the house and things, but I thought I was keeping up with it pretty good in my mind. But she was telling me that I was wrong. I pray that she turns from her iniquity, and I pray this in Jesus' name. In all honesty, I would probably give some of it back to her, as I do understand her plight, and her grit, despite what it is doing to me. If God was okay, if God was okay with it, of course, after praying about it, because I understand that she wants a retirement account. I understand that she doesn't feel that she can work because of her issues. But it's just not right. It's just not right in Jesus' name. It's not. I know it was probably God ordained. It was what she was supposed to do. He knew that she was going to do it. He knows our lives from beginning to end. Where we're walking out the book that we have in heaven, and everything will be, everything is done for my good in Jesus' name. And during this time, like I said, I've gotten closer to God. I've done what He wanted me to do. I haven't been bitter. I haven't been angry. I haven't been, I haven't gone and taken vengeance and all that, and I'm not going to. I'm praying for her salvation. I'm praying that she will pay recompense, that she will go to her knees and go to God and confess what she did. And like I said, that's what I'm praying for. And if she doesn't, then God will, pay me back those funds, those wages, any way He can in Jesus' name, because He knows it wasn't right. He knows it wasn't right. And He knows that I've got work to do. Obviously I'm doing this YouTube page. I've got the Jesus Unraveled I got to put out. I got, many other things that He's put in my spirit to do in Jesus' name. And I can't do them, without finances and resources. And, like I said, and God will provide them however He does, whether it's through her and giving me what I've basically tithed half my paycheck for 11 months. If He doesn't give me that back, and He gives me the money and finances from somewhere else, that is what has happened in Jesus' name, because I gave it to Him. I allowed God to take it so she didn't take the website down, and for His testing purposes in Jesus' name. So that's where I'm at now in Jesus' name, and I will, continue to give my testimony of where I am and what God has done and what's going to happen in Jesus' name. And we'll see what happens in Jesus' name. I love you guys. I'm Pastor Anthony. Be blessed.